What is up, guys? Pittsburgh White Shorts, we're here. We did something a little different today. We drove from Pittsburgh out to Columbus to attend Card Academy's WGP event.
It was lit.
It was something, yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time.
And we're currently driving back.
Yeah, so we're doing a tournament report. Shamelessly stealing from Burn One. Sorry, Kit. Sorry, Dean. Sorry, Nico. Everybody who does those. But it's a good format. And we got a long car ride. So, all right, yeah. So I guess we'll just go round by round. Someone that's not me and Brian start.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything you want to talk about round one?
I can talk about my round one. My notes are like in the trunk, so I like wrote down what I remember. Alright, so I was playing Goji Usa, Orders a Rabbit via
5 accent.
It was the Pants Gate build. The pretty standard deck. It ran the Coco Chino finisher. So round one I played against Seikano. He was like wins Pants. I don't know, it was like a pretty close game. I got him to like 3-6 at the end, but he ended up crapping all over me, kind of. Like, he just compressed really hard the whole game. I never played against a deck that did that before, so that's kind of strange. And then he had anti-salvage too, which kind of sucked.
Oh yeah, because you're on gate, and then your combo searches, right?
All my gates, like, I had to whiff all my gates because I didn't want to get all my attacks canceled. And I just wasn't really hitting what I needed to hit. But I did take him up a whole level in one turn, so that was helpful.
Yeah, so it's worth noting before we continue, we barely play any JP at all. This was our first JP event.
Literally the first one. Yeah.
The first one we've ever been to. Our scene in Pittsburgh is like English exclusive. Like, we don't play, just like Batman, we don't play any JP at all in Pittsburgh. Both our shops are English only. So, yeah, this was a brand new experience for all of us.
Alright, Brittany, you go. Who did you play round one?
Okay, so my notes aren't really super detailed.
Oh god.
But I
You have way
lost.
more written down than me.
What? I'm just gonna read it, okay? Nothing super crazy.
What were you playing?
Oh, first of all, I was playing His Neighbor. It was Andy's deck.
Was it nice?
It was nice. It was nice being His Neighbor. I learned how to play it last night, and then I come to play it today.
Don't incriminate yourself like
I'm
that.
incriminating myself, okay? Because I horribly misplayed one of the games. We'll get to that. So, and that's probably due to neglect and not because I learned the deck so quickly. My first game I lost against a complicated looking but versatile and interesting Goblin Slayer deck, which topped, I believe. Right, Carmen?
Yeah, he got second.
Okay. And he went over some of the rules with me because I'm a noob. He wanted to make sure I wasn't getting disqualified over something stupid. He was really friendly, very descriptive on the cards. Like, playing JP was kind of different for me, so it's just like kind of nice to have somebody be so descriptive. Like, as they're playing something, they immediately tell me everything that goes on with the card.
And you were playing with inserts, right? You were playing.
Yeah, so
okay.
I was playing with inserts, but he had no translations inside his sleeves there, so he was just telling me as we went. It's kind of different to not be able to grab the card and just look myself, because I'm capable of that and I would rather do that. But it's okay, you just have to put your trust in your opponent.
Seems pretty trustworthy.
Yeah, well, he did. Sure, I mean, in that moment. And then the second game, I lost. It was a low
Oh,
flow.
no, we're all doing round one, I guess.
Sorry.
Oh, just
Round
kidding.
one.
I wasn't paying full attention. My round one's over.
Okay.
Alright. That good.
Alright, I was playing Commander Friends, the bar standby build, and I immediately queued into an Amelia waifu player. I could tell because he was wearing an Amelia shirt and had Amelia sleeves and an Amelia deck box.
And Amelia playmat.
And Amelia playmat. So, it was a close game for the first 2 levels. Then we got to level 2 and the Amelias came out. And Commander Friends can't finish if you're not swinging full souls. So I just kind of sat there, not able to hit over his Amelias because the standbys aren't that big.
Oh my god, fucking JP. There's just like no option.
Yeah, I was like shut out because I wasn't expecting that because, like Carmen said, this is all English exclusive scene. So, I mean, I think this is in English. It's just no one pays me a waifu at our scene, so
Yeah,
I didn't know what to
8-book
do.
build, but his was actually Amelia waifu.
Yeah.
It was Amelia. It was Celestial.
There was
only.
one puck.
Yeah, there was just pucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Tyler and Carmen have toyed around with that belt a little bit.
Yeah. In English.
So
Different format.
need to say that first round did not go my way. I think he managed to get him level 3 somehow, but he finished me off soon after.
All right. Well, Brian, I guess we'll tag team this. So,
All right.
Brian and I queue up for round 1, and the tournament organizer, Melanie, she did a great job running the event, by the way. Shout out to Card Academy. It was a really well-run tournament.
It was. Yeah.
She says before she calls our match, "I'm really sorry the Bushiroad software does this. It's out of my hands. Can Carmen play Brian over here?" And I was like, God damn it. Okay, so, well, Brian's more goddamn than me because that is a terrible matchup for Monogatari.
So yeah, I was playing Shotgate Monogatari, which does not queue well into
Summer Pockets.
To decks that wall off well. Carmen was playing Summer Pockets.
Yeah, I was playing Wind Standby, Summer Pockets. But yeah, it was I think it was pretty typical of a game for us. We played like a completely normal game.
It was surprisingly standard for a game between me and Carmen.
Yeah, it's like I played some Umis, they popped a hand, like Brian threw some stuff out there. We got to the Shiraha turn where I played my Shirahas and Brian became unable to beat over any of my cards until level 3. Yeah, like very normal. And then Brian puts me in this spot where I'm at like 3-4 and I'm somehow about to lose despite being ahead all game. And I'm sitting there agonizing. He's at 3-6, and I'm sitting there agonizing about how many Soul Triggers are left in my deck. Okay. Like, should I side? Brian.
Yeah, and at this point, I have 6 cards in deck, 3 of which are climaxes. So I'm feeling pretty confident.
You can guess what happens next.
So at the end of the day, I have my owl, and I was just like, okay, this is after icy tailing for 2, and you like canceled on 1.
Yeah.
And then the attack puts you to 3-6, and then I decide to just front because I can't just give up damage. You eat 3 clean and die.
Yeah, the 3 clean cards in my deck were the 3 I took, and I just died.
Yep.
That was the thing that happened today.
So yeah, that's round 1. Brian.
I love Weishwords.
Brian sacrificed himself to me.
Hot dogs.
Hot dogs.
Yeah, all the hot dogs were thrown.
Alright, so we're gonna move on to round 2?
Yeah, you can go ahead, Brian.
Alright, so talking about goddammit moments, round 2 was
me and Andy. Yeah.
I ended up playing Zach, which is probably my worst matchup.
Yeah.
If you've ever played Gochiusa, the finisher is you burn 1 to your opponent multiple times. And Kimono Friends is this really annoying card that says you can't burn them in increments of 1.
Yeah, it's a Ricky, so you play it, and you pay immediately in it, and you turn off your opponent's deck.
Also, it was about the worst game I've ever had in my life. I clearly remember the moment I lost was when I had 10 cards in deck. I brainstormed twice, and the only 2 cards left in my deck were the 2 climaxes that I had to use a Rize on and not get a plus just to get him out of my deck. And then I had to proceed to field my 2 level 2 backups.
And I think you still had my raccoons on the field.
And crash them into your level 1s. And I'm like, I'm going to have to play Climax every turn for the rest of the game. And I'm probably going to lose. And I did.
I have to be honest, I don't remember. That deck didn't make much of an impression, probably because you had such bad luck and because my deck counters it so hard that it didn't really register what your finisher was to me. Because it can do it.
Yeah. So that was round 2 for me and Zach.
Awful.
How was yours, Brittany?
So I guess it's probably important to explain like how my deck functions because this was like so awful for me. Andy built it so that like the first
by building it you mean I bought it off some dude on Facebook and didn't change any cards.
Okay, so that's that story. But like so this is what I'm working with. That's why I said that. But the first combo is at level 1 and it's just stock building. So like I kind of need it for my end game because if I have no stock then I can't really kill or finish anything. That's all you really need to know, but it's like the Hanukkah from Kisnaver and then
Nico, right?
Yeah.
Nico's the finisher.
Nico's the finisher at level 3. So at level 1, I just suffered greatly. So I lost to Love Live and basically died to refresh pretty
Which
close.
Love Live? New Sunshine?
I couldn't really recognize it, so
Was it-
whatever it is, it's not
What
in
were
our
the
meta.
climaxes?
Was it the same guy that I faced last round?
Who'd you face last round?
Did it have a
It was
standby in it?
Ruby.
Yes,
Chica.
yes.
All right, yeah.
Sairon, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like that. First of all,
Yeah, standby sounds like hell for your
it
build.
was not fun for me. Like I could not keep anything on the field, and he just kept killing everything. And he talked really quietly, and I was like, "Well, what do you do?" And he was like, "You're dead." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So just reverse it, and I'm just
You're dead!
yeah, he was kind of saucy. But anyways, I lost, and it was kind of a close game somehow, because whatever I threw out there, I would just kill it off, just suicide cards in, and then he mostly ate the damage. But other than that, I just couldn't keep characters on the board, so I would have 2 at a time out there actually attacking. I couldn't build any stock because I didn't pull off the combo. I had all 3 Hanukkahs, but I didn't ever have the climax in hand. So that was just I was so satisfied when I had all 3 in my hand before I was level 1. But
And
then
you only have 3 in the deck, so that's every costume.
yes, I only have 3 in the deck because we didn't have a 4th until today when we went to
And
this
we
shop
didn't bring
and
an
bought
extra
one.
translation.
But we didn't have an extra translation to slip it in, to use it, so that's what you get for not being prepared.
You guys told me they didn't have them there.
Well, I did
I
check
only asked
online,
on a
but we
whim.
didn't know that they had a bunch of stuff that was unlisted.
Yeah,
Which I mean, it's hard. They had so much stuff. They had so much stuff at this store.
yeah, there was a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
We got lucky. I got a lot of rares for my English Attack on Titan deck. That's off subject. Anyways, what about your guys?
Yeah,
Round twos.
how'd it go for you, bro?
All right, so in round 2, I played. So I got paired up. I lost round 1 to Carmen. I got paired up into the same Psychono player that Andy lost to in round 1. And my game against him went about as well as Andy's did. Actually, that's a lie. It went worse. So it was one of the games where in my opener I had 3 climaxes. I ditched one. I clocked one and drew into another one.
Oh my god.
And then proceeded to cancel twice at level 0. So at this point, I'm out 6 climaxes on turn 2 or 3. It was really bad. And then I'm having trouble milling through my deck. He hits level 1 and just blows me up to level 2. So I'm playing from a level behind the entire game. And there's nothing I can do. I keep slamming climaxes, but he's compressed because he's Psychono and is sending a million things to memory. It was a bad time all around. Carmen?
Okay, so I played against a Cosme Mocha Fever build. It was I think it was honestly literally the same build that I was messing with proxies. It was running the Rinkos, the coin flip Rinkos. So yeah, so we're both running these coin flip zeros where you reveal top, and if it's level 1 or higher, the card pops to hand. So what happened was I opened 2 Umis and he opened 2 Rinkos. My Umis popped to hand and his did not. I only resolved 1 Shiraha that game, get 1, 2, 1 out. He resolved 1 Fever Cosme twice. But he continually triggered climaxes. He refreshed a bar. He ate shit literally all game. I felt so bad. He definitely looked really frustrated. I put up my hand to say good game, and I was he's oh, not a good game. And I was yeah, you say it's GG, but it's PG. I get it. It was definitely bad. I didn't feel good about the win, but also we take those, we keep going. So yeah, it was 2-0. There wasn't. I would say more about something more memorable at the game, if there was something more memorable, but he couldn't even get his Ron early plays out, the one that yields to memory. But I was also holding sack counter and had a fuck ton of stock, so he wasn't resolving them anyway. They would heal, but he wasn't gonna get any board off it. He played 1 Mocha, it deleted 2 climaxes, I canceled on 2 anyway. It was one of those games. He deleted 2 wins and then I canceled with a 3rd win, on 1. It was pretty disgusting. So yeah, I was just like a really good Weiss player in that game, I guess.
What a good player.
Yeah, and then I was 2-0. So, all right, round 3.
On to round 3.
You want to start again, Andy?
Yeah, sure. So round 3, me and Brian played.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, we did.
So Andy played 2 people in a row.
Yeah, so yeah, it was Goji Uso versus Monogatari. I feel like the game was pretty like average. I feel like both of our decks were kind of working how they should, but
Yeah, wait, Andy, was that against you that I was holding 3 of my level 1 combo but didn't have the climax? Was that you?
I don't think. I just know like I was sitting at the end. I was like at 2-3, and you were at like
yeah, this is the most memorable part of our game. Let's talk about that.
yeah. So I was at like 2-3 probably, and you were like close to dead. You were like mid-level 3 or something.
I was
I'm
like-
like, oh, I got this in the bag.
I was like 3. I was probably 3-4 when my turn started. I healed down to 3-2.
And then your finisher, it's like an on attack burn 1, and then you have 2 other characters. The snail girl that lets you give cancel burn.
Right. So I run the Senju Gahara that has the climax combo with the gate on attack ping 1, along with 2 of the level 3 Hachikujis, the one that's on the restricted list. On play, it heals, and you choose one of your characters. It gets +1 soul and on cancel burn 1.
So you either stick 5 or
Yeah. So
stick
with
3 instances of 1.
yeah. So I have the Senju that with the climax is swinging for on attack ping 1, and then for 5, and then 2 other characters that are also attacking.
Yeah.
So here's what ended up going down. He swings, he pings me. It's a climax. So then I have to take 2 cancel
And the
burns.
cancel burns go off.
The cancel burns go off, and I cancel both of them. 3 climaxes in a row, and then I get slammed for 5, and I'm at suddenly 3-3, and I'm like, oh shit, not like this. And then I eat 3 more,
Swing with one of the Hachikujis, the 3 sticks.
and then I thank God I canceled the last one. But,
Yeah, luckily for you. And then I just died after that. So
Wow, an adventure.
if I would have lost that way, if I would have been 0-3 after that, I would have been like,
Dropped out and
I would have like walked out of the fucking place.
I mean, I was 0-3 after that.
Yeah, but you didn't get sacked out though, or almost sacked out.
You're right. You're right. So somebody else want to talk round 3?
All right, Brittany, good.
I suppose I'll go.
It was a good game though.
It was, yeah.
So this was a ridiculous game for me. We sit down and immediately I have 3 climaxes in my hand.
What are you playing against?
I'm playing against Summer Pockets, which I've never seen before. I had no idea what to expect. The guy was like really sweet, and I like opened and immediately bricked. So I said, here's what's fun. Do you want to look at this? And I show him I had 2 climaxes. I put it in my waiting room. That's what I like tossed. Grabbed 2 more, and then we actually started the game. Picked up another one, and then like clocked that.
This sounds familiar.
This is awful. So I clocked it, and then I am just so painfully like, I think I also triggered a climax for my first turn. And then, so now I'm out 4 already. I had a 5th one in my hand because I wanted to keep that for level 1 to actually pull off the combo. I couldn't the time before. So then I ended up actually getting 2 of my level 1 cards, the Hanukkahs from the climax combo. And I was holding them. I was so excited. And then I played them at level 0 still. Horrible misplay. He doesn't catch it. We continue. And then when I'm actually leveling up to level 1, he realizes, I realize, and then we sit there like, what are we gonna do? We're both like, we both lost 2 games already. We're sitting at 0-2, and he says, it doesn't matter. Let's just continue. I said, are you positive?
Excuse me?
Like, are you sure?
I was like, this is kind of serious. I was like, we can call a judge over. This is completely up to you. I am definitely in the wrong. He's
Yeah.
like, I didn't catch you.
I mean, literally anyone else would call game loss on you right then and there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
literally anyone
I
else.
was
Yeah,
like,
that guy deserves a medal.
yeah,
Just
That
like
guy's
the
too
nicest
yeah.
guy ever.
That guy's too nice
Yeah,
for this
shout out to
game.
that guy.
Yeah, big shout out.
I was like, can we literally, like, I am okay with getting a game loss. And he's like, no. Like, it's fine.
No.
Let's just keep playing. And I was like, okay. I felt so bad. My face was beet red. I'm feeling the heat now at my cheeks. I just, like, I don't know why we we kept moving. I probably should have just said game loss. But I ended up winning.
How?
I wonder why.
I brainstormed until I couldn't brainstorm anymore. I used a lot of my stock. I had this one card. What's that red card where you play it?
Goes to memory.
Yeah, goes to memory. Mill 4. So I just kept milling until I could just refresh again. And then I managed to start canceling things. I got an early playoff with him, and then I actually killed him. And I was like, hey, so if I win this, can we like tell them what happened? He's like, nah, it's okay. And I'm like,
That guy's a champ.
I don't know why he did that. But he just said it was fine. And I was like, I don't think this is right.
And
You appreciate it?
Summer Pockets guy MVP.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Summer
MVP.
Pockets guy is the
MVP.
coolest. If
Yeah,
you watch
awesome
this,
guy.
you're perfect. You're an angel on this earth.
Yeah. He was nice to me too. I had him next round.
Yeah, he was really nice.
He's a great guy.
Spoiler alert,
Yeah.
Zach. We're not there yet.
All right, Zach, how was your
Teaser.
round
It's a
3?
teaser.
It's a
Let's walk it
teaser.
back.
Teaser.
Let's walk it back. How was round 3?
Round 3 was against ReZero Maids. Very normal deck. We both did normal stuff for our decks. We built up a bunch of stock, compressed a lot. Then number 2 happened. We, I think it was at like 2-3 or something. I did the Commander Friends thing and healed off all the damage. Then I swung into him. He healed off all the damage with Rim and stuff. So we're like, oh shit, this might go on for a bit. Because we're both meta compressed. We both have like at least 10 stock, and I'm Commander Friends, so I have like 5 cards of memory as well.
Oh, this is the game where I heard you both complaining afterwards?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the
Like,
time
kill each
limit.
other.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, he said just call Judge over and say I'm slow playing. I'm not. So we bring the judge over. She gives us a 5-minute extension. And we're both like, oh shit, that's not enough. So we
Which
just,
is
oh
such
shit.
an interesting concept with JP. Like,
Yeah.
I
come
don't
over,
understand the slow play
the judge
thing.
will just look at you and be like, oh yeah, like slow play, sure. Like, you
Well,
get
it's because
extra
of
time.
translations. Like,
Yeah.
I understand why.
Yeah.
It's just very weird to us when we play English. Like,
Yeah.
slow playing is really egregious.
So we were both at this point trying to just rush through, trying to kill each other as fast as possible. Much more easily said than done. Because we like every time he refreshed, I swear, top card was a climax whenever he was like taking damage. It was
Oh
just
my
ridiculous. So, like we were both canceling so much. Eventually, he ended up getting it because I was so panicked by the threat of us both getting a loss that I was just playing a bit sloppily.
Yeah.
And I was just like throwing stuff out there, just go, do damage, do something. And eventually I just ran out of compression and lost.
Yeah, it happens.
That'll happen, yeah.
All right.
All right, so I sit down and play against, I don't want to use his first name, but I played against a guy I played before. We played at OhioCon. You know who you are. We got some good games. And he sits down, and I'm playing against Darling and the Franks. The only thing I know about Darling and the Franks is that it has merge, like Gurren Lagann and Henology. So I open 3 standbys, an Umi and a 2-1 Brainstorm. So I ditch like 2 standbys and then draw another one. So my opening hand. So like I go first. Like I'm pretty sure I go first. I play Umi. It like pops back to hand. We have a fairly normal level 0. And then like I get really spooked because I didn't even like look as cards were flowing into his clock what his level 1 combo was. That was a really bad misplay by me, especially because I'm out. I'm like more worried about like setting up like a Shiroha. Like I stood by out like a 1-0 Shiroha to the back row. I'm like trying to set up to like get something going so I can like get through my deck and fix because I'm out so many so early. I eat like 0-0-2 Inami. He pluses off every single one. Like I can't back up. I could have like tied one of them and it was like not worth it. So then it comes around and gets to level 2 and I like resolve some Shirohas and I draw into a 2-1 sack counter. Summer Pockets does a 2-1 sack counter. It's like pay 3 total, sack a character. Stock ain't to change, and they get to like just keep the stock. It's terrible, but it's a sack counter. So I play the Shiros out, and I very clearly say I salvage an anti-change bomb, Galactic Brain. So I salvage the anti-change bomb. He thinks he's okay on his turn. He proceeds to merge and play Astralesia, and unfortunately, he did have a really bad misplay. He like attacked with Astralesia, top checked, got the marker, and then didn't burn me and did his trigger for attack. And the second he triggered for attack and set a number, I was like, sack counter. And he attacked first, and he just lost 5 potential damage on average on that turn.
Nice.
I then proceeded to just like punish really hard. Like I played out Icy Tail, burned for 2. Like it was like really disgusting endgame. I don't even think I got to my like restand on the turn. He just died before that. It was really unfortunate. It was a good game otherwise. It was just there was like a really bad misplay.
Yikes.
Yeah.
He like played 2 Strelesias out on me, like did both burns. He like almost killed me. Like I think I lived at like 3-4 or 3-6, either one. It was like exactly enough damage to kill me. I think I lived at 3-4. But yeah, I won that game. I was at 3-0.
Yeah, remember guys, don't fuck in front of Carmen. He'll make you pay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I was even like, because I felt so bad, but it's like at the same time, you triggered and you revealed your card and gave me a number. That means it is my counter step.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Whoops.
so whatever.
Big whoops.
Big whoops. It was very even up until that point.
I'm sure that's a big learning experience. You don't, when you mess up like that, you don't forget it.
No, you don't do that again. Yeah.
So, yeah, good games though. It was an unfortunate misplay. It was very even until that point. But yeah, then I was 3-0. So, all right, round 4.
Round 4.
This is round 4.
Who's this?
All right.
Andy, start. Go ahead.
This the world's saddest Conti player. Oh my god, this poor man. He had this mono red Conti I was playing against, and it was a really interesting build. I'd never seen it before. He had to like explain what all his cards did and everything. But the really fucked up part is like he just like I start canceling a couple things and he just sighs and he's like, this has been happening all day, man. Everyone just cancels every attack and I just take all the damage, and I proceeded to cancel every attack for the rest of the game. And the game ended in him conceding to me, and I was still at like 1-3.
That's awful.
He was at level 3, wasn't he?
He was like 3-5, and I was at like 1-3, and I canceled 2 attacks, and he just
that's so bad.
Pour one out for that guy, man.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
I mean, he was even laughing about it too. It's just so
That's
ironic.
good.
It was
F's in the
like-
comments for that guy, please.
Pour one out for the homie.
Yeah, the struggle was real for him.
Yeah, that's
All
unfortunate.
right, Brittany, you're up.
Okay, so I played against something called Nanaha, which I didn't.
Oh yeah, it's new. The new one.
Yeah, I was like, he said it, and I went, what? And he said it again. I was like, I can't hear you. And then he was like, Nanaha. And I was like, okay, I don't know. So I had him spell it for me so I could like do this video. Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever you say, guy.
Yeah, I just like let him, and he was like, here it is. So then he plays against me. He had so many different things going on that he sat in front of me. We finished the game like pretty early, and like he was just like explaining his whole entire functioning to me, and it was just like so many different things. Like he never had just like a play set of something. There was just like
Lots of tech cards.
yeah, so many tech cards, so many ways to filter things, and he just wanted to make sure that he had every single possible mechanic to be against like something else, to like counter any possible meta tactic. So
Did he run
anyways,
the level 1 that like grabs its own climax, like off a gate? Did he run that one?
maybe,
It's
but
like
I don't
some
think
girl
he.
with like reddish hair. She like looking up at the sky. I think. Is she like?
That
grabs-
doesn't sound familiar. No.
Okay, yeah.
There was like it was a yellow card. He mostly
Okay.
had like yellows and greens.
Okay.
He had like a level 1, but like
I don't know anything about Nana, unfortunately.
we
I don't know anything about anything.
it was like a pretty close game, and it felt like I was like pretty in control. I did pop off my level 1, so I was like in a good position for level 3, and I got the finisher off, which was pretty good, and I actually won, and I felt like I deserved it, which was great. Yeah, that's really it. It wasn't that exciting, but like his deck was just so confusing. Like he was doing so many different things, and I was just like, are you okay? Like that's all in Japanese. So like I just didn't know if he even knew what was happening. And then he explains it to me. He definitely knew, but it was wild.
Doesn't it feel good to win when you don't cheat?
Yeah, it feels really good.
It's not very,
It was an accident.
Damn, it feels good to be a kid's lab.
It feels good to be a Kislever.
All right,
Zach.
Zach.
All right, I queued in Summer Pocket who Brittany had the previous round. Great guy.
This is the Summer Pocket.
The MVP. MVP,
Not
yeah.
me. The other Summer Pocket.
Yeah, he's a great guy. We were chatting before, and at some point during the game, he actually picked up one of my cards and just read the Japanese on it. Apparently, he can read Japanese and
I
Weiss.
didn't know that.
Sick, yeah.
Yeah, cool. He was saying, he can read
MVP.
Japanese for Weiss, but not for Magic, because Magic is just a bit too advanced. Apparently, I don't know.
Weiss like cards are very like patterned.
Yeah, they're
Like,
there's a lot of patterns, especially in Japanese, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So it was actually pretty uneventful. He seemed to be having trouble like getting a feel down a bit. Like, you know how some pockets the level combo is you like change into
You
level
change
2.
the 2-1s from hand.
Yeah, my raccoons were actually able to hit over those because he only had like 2 other characters on stage, so they weren't big enough to defend. So he
Yeah,
had
it can
around
be really hard
backups.
to get those out like consistently.
Yeah. And I was in a pretty healthy position through the entire game. I even managed to get some of the trigger standby, bring out 9, stand 9 during get an extra attack off. Got a few of those off, so it was a pretty good game for me. It was like a nice clean ride, which was nice. It's nice to have one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Brian, you want to go for me?
All right. So my round 4 was against what was it? Wind, Bluegate, Standby, Idolmaster, Million Live.
Okay.
So my game was mostly pretty.
Wait, is this the Exodia combo?
What?
Name?
I don't.
The one that summons the like whole field of different shit and they all do different stuff?
I don't know what the Exodia combo is, so I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
But yeah, the deck ran 2 different finishers, one off of Standby and one off of Bluegate.
Huh.
And he ran the 3/6 event, the one that pings a bunch.
Okay.
But my game was mostly standard. They ran the time machine level 1 combo. So on attack, during the encore step, it popped to memory and came back as like a 9,000 or something the next turn.
Yikes. Okay.
So that was kind of rough. It just kept.
Because you just don't get any power at all.
They did that combo a few times in a row. It was unfortunate to deal with. But I was holding my own. The game was pretty standard up to a point. And then what even happened? I think it was just a pretty standard game overall. There wasn't much there wasn't much notable about the game. The 3/6 event never actually got used. MVP of that game was Bat Clan Shinobu.
Yeah.
Protecting me from the on reverse combo that would ping me for 3 times, the one that combos with the standby.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aside from that, I slammed down my Senjugahara to Hachikujis, and they just won the game off their back. Nothing super notable about that game.
Alright, so my round 4, I sit down, I'm playing against Goblin Slayer. I'm playing against the chair himself. So I sit down and we're talking or whatever, and it's just like I'd seen him on Twitter, so we were like talking about stuff. He like didn't know me until today. Which is kind of awkward. Also funny. So we had a like really cool game. This is the first time I've ever played against Goblin Slayer. I had seen people play Goblet Slayer. I like know of Goblet Slayer. I know like what all their important cards do. But playing against them is definitely a matchup that you need to know. It's not like the rest of JP, where when I'm playing JP, I feel like I'm playing around generalized effects and like number thresholds. Whereas when I'm playing against Goblin Slayer, I'm really playing against a specific deck. Because it's so strong, probably. Anyway, that's besides the point. It's really weird for Summer Pockets because the 0 game, the 3K Chaser that goes to level 1 just completely turns off my main level 1 beater. It turns off Umi. She can't do anything because you can't side. You play Umi. She goes to 3K. He had a global 5 in the back, and it was just done. The card became dead. So 4 of my 14 zeros became unplayable. So 0 was really rough for me. So I was like bleeding hand to like set up like any kind of Shiro because I knew if I didn't do something before the priestesses came down, I was just boned. So unfortunately, I didn't get there. I think I resolved 2 Shirohas. I was holding like wind in hand and drew another wind. And like, I did have a bad misplay where the chaser ran in front of one of my shitters and I didn't get a reverse on my first wind. And then I resolved 2 wins the next turn. I was down to like a 2-card hand. It was a fried rice backup and a sack counter. Taking the sack counter was the right play. It basically got me an extra turn where I lived at 2-5 because he sided out my whole board for like 1-1-2 against my entire board. So like I was given an extra turn by the universe, and the universe rewarded me by giving me 3 fucking dead draw cards. Like a second fried rice backup, an Umi that I couldn't play, and I think the 1-0 Kamo Man I didn't have enough stock. The one that tutors the climax. So yeah, that game just like did not go my way. It was still a really fun game, good games to the chair. It was definitely an experience playing against Goblin Slayer for the first time. And it was one of my more fun games of the day, despite losing. So I was 3-1.
I think you could have gotten there potentially if you had drawn better.
Even if I was more prepared for cards like Umi to be completely dead. Like, because basically what happens at 0 is that the Goblin Slayer player has to misplay by fielding anything that isn't the chaser. Because the only way something on your board can live in their turn is if there's something in a slot that your chaser can't run in front of it. Mm-hmm. And Umi's 3K, so she can run over stuff, you know? But, like, I don't know. I was just not prepared to be shut down to that level that early in the game. Which I know is like Goblin Slayer's thing, and I know now. But like, yeah, I think I did fine for like my first time ever playing against the deck. And if I was gonna take, I think it's like really bad for Summer Pockets. You have to get really lucky. You have to like sack wind to like clear Priestess, and then they play Priestess again and like draw two more, play another one. It's like very bad. You have to like anti-early play them, and they can just be smart and play the Priestesses at 3. Or whatever, and then you're stuck using I to like soul modulate over, like, and maybe swing for 1, and it's just a bad situation because the standby doesn't give soul, so your finisher doesn't even affect them. So yeah, it was just a very uphill battle. I don't know what I would change with the deck to like be better in that matchup, but it's probably like just play the Sunshine version of Summer Pockets that probably does better against the deck because it pings for 1 on attack. But yeah, that was it. It was definitely good games. One of my more fun games of the day, even though I lost. So yeah, so I was 3-1.
Did he place?
He was top
second.
Yeah, he ended up placing second.
Okay.
So he got his just desserts. He queued into Konosuba the next game.
Rock, paper, scissors, middle.
Yeah. So. All right. Yeah, that's it for that. So I guess last round.
Yeah, last round, round 5. I was playing against Bang Dream, Mono Blue Roselia.
Like just okay. So
it was just Roselia, yeah. It was like the JP version of Paul's deck, I guess.
Okay.
They have a lot of like really interesting cards that we don't have in English yet.
Well, we will
like,
in a couple weeks.
There's like, I guess, but I've never seen them yet. There's this early play Yukina that they played. It was like the early play conditions just have another one in your level, which is like not too bad. And I had to like read their translation for one of them. It was like a 1-0 3K. That like is actually a 6K and it blind stalks you if you have 2 Roselia characters.
That's pretty cool.
No, that's.
And I'm like, that sounds kind of overpowered. Let me read that and double check. And I'm like, wow.
Oh, I got hit with that for the Kamome Climax tutor a couple times today.
Yeah, they were running the book combo that Paul runs, the best friends
Lisa?
combo, the crying Lisa combo that searches on reverse.
That combo's super underrated. Like selectivity is pretty good.
Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. And it was like a pretty back and forth game, but like I was kind of flooding out on climaxes, and you have a lot of filtering tools in Gochi Yusa, but I just didn't have enough filtering tools to get them all out of my hand. I was like clocking climaxes and just drawing more, and I just had no way to like plow through my deck. I saw no Rize's, no Brainstormer, and just couldn't do anything. And then I was a whole level behind, and just I'm like, I don't want to get them to level 3 so they can finish me with Yuki Knives. So I'm gonna like crash my whole board and try to like poke them a little bit more, and then finish with my Coco Chinos next turn and go for my big burn turn. But then I just end up eating vanilla swings and dying from 3-0, and it felt pretty bad. But it's White Schwartz. It happens.
Hot dogs were thrown.
Yeah. Brittany, how'd your last game go?
I lost. It was against a guy playing Gurren Lagann, and it was just like in our meta, like I see mostly like either mechas or just like humans, the way people build Gurren Lagann, but like he mixed them and it seemed to work really well for him. He had like that trial deck level 3 where you build off of it's like the early play, and you build off
The fusion.
Yes, thank you. Forgot that word. But he like seamlessly knew exactly how to build his board state. Like I always had trouble. I had a Sunder deck to pull it off, because it was like I had to layer things in my waiting room and like pull it out and be really smart about it. And like I don't know, the way he functioned was really seamless, and he just killed me with his mechas just over and over again, just kept doing it. And then the on reverse effects didn't allow me to push through enough souls, because again I bricked and I leveled up so fast that I think he won at like level 1 or 2, and I was just done. And he was so nice and very helpful and also effective. So
And he knew about our channel, so shout out to that guy.
yeah, he did. He said he didn't watch my deck tech yet, but he said he will, and he likes the deck techs he did watch. So
That's good.
It's
It was cool to meet
supportive
people
of the-
that like knew about our channel, like in
Yeah.
real life.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
We just do
My
this
deck
stuff.
techs are quality.
Yeah. Quality deck text with them. Yeah.
Yeah, so-
Shout out to that guy.
Yeah.
What
Shout
was
out to that guy.
What was he playing combos? Like, what were his climax combos? Did he have the Communas at level 1?
Yes.
So it's basically
Yes.
kind of like my deck then.
A little bit. Like his seemed like it had more people in it. If that, so it's like heavier
Less
yellow.
robots.
Fewer robots.
Yeah,
Like
fewer
more
robots.
yellow.
Fewer robots.
Did he play like the Yoko early play?
Yeah, there was some
Okay.
Yoko. There was Kamina, and there was well, the Yoko. There was
There's that Yoko that just doesn't die, right?
the
1/1.
Brainstorm.
Wasn't he running the 1/1 that like just doesn't die, can't be reversed by cost 0?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that card's
think
pretty
so.
good in JP. Cards like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm pretty tired. I don't fully remember, but there was several times when I couldn't just reverse things, and he kept taking his Kamina away and putting it in memory, and I was like, you know what? I'm tired. But yeah, he beat me pretty bad. It didn't feel real good, but you know, overall I went 2-3, which wasn't too bad for not knowing a deck at all, and then just jumping into a JP tournament.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
With a deck you learned last night.
Yeah, exactly. Zach?
I had Cyaron.
Okay.
I think that's how you pronounce that.
The new Love Live, one of the new
Yeah.
Love Live Sunshine
Yeah,
decks.
very interesting point about that deck. I think I'm not too familiar with Sunshine, so I'm not sure about this, but I think it's he only used cards from the new sets. I didn't recognize
okay.
any of the older cards that we have in our meta, so that's pretty interesting in and of itself. He did pretty well with that. He went 3-2 because he beat me.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
So you're both playing standby decks. Was he playing 8 standby? Or
Standby Gate.
standby game.
Yeah, I think that chicken combo he was using was Gate.
Okay.
It's basically Union.
Okay.
That's all it is. Yeah, Union and a Yale finisher, which was mill 9. Didn't burn names, but you shuffle the number of climaxes you review this week. Then those cards you review shuffle back in.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a really cool finisher. He ended up beating me because he could finish and come out of friends' cans. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Seems to be a running theme. Hard to get there.
Yeah, I mean, if I can sometimes get there if I can just survive the opponent's finisher, but other than that,
Yeah.
it's tough sailing.
Yeah. Vanilla swings come on.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you get lucky and you get Sugar
the
Samurai
lion.
and you get the lion, get the fourth swing.
Yeah,
and I actually
lion's pretty nasty.
got that twice in that game, and he still didn't die. So he was canceling at the end there.
The fact that it shuffles back, that's so wild.
Yeah, definitely a nice alternative if you're bored of the usual yo affair.
Well, they
Well,
don't,
they don't have a choice. They banned all their
Yeah,
good
they
shit.
banned it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
when
have, like,
it
a
comes to
3-2-1
English, I mean,
on,
yeah.
like Mari, Ruby, and is it Conan? Yeah.
I think it's a 4-choose-1.
Yeah, it's something ridiculous. They
Yeah.
can't play like any of the level 1 cards.
Yeah, they have a 3-choose-1, and then Yo is limited to 1 copy.
Okay.
It's like
yeah.
But there's a pretty good chance we'll be getting that set in English, so that's definitely something
Eventually,
to try once we get it.
We never got.
That one's much more on the level than Sunshine 2 was for
Yeah.
like. Whereas Love Live Sunshine, this new one is kind of like a. It's kind of like how ReZero 2 is, where it forces all the subunits.
Yeah, it pushes different
Yeah.
archetypes.
That's cool though. The subunits don't have any support right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
English.
there's so much reason to play them. Yeah. All right, Brian.
All right. So my final round was against the same unfortunate mono red Contai player that Andy played in round 4. My game was mostly pretty standard. Or I actually looking back on what Andy just said about his game, that would explain why my opponent was awkwardly quiet and sighing when I canceled. But yeah, our game was mostly normal up until we were both about level 2. My opponent, I think obviously tilted at this point, went for an early play similar to the either the early play Fuka Len or Chika Yo. The early play, pay 1, pull out a different early play.
The other one, yeah.
But they played the early play, paid the 1, and then realized they didn't have the other target in their waiting room.
Oh.
So that was a little bit unfortunate. I went to my turn, or no. So my opponent at this point hit me up to level 3. I didn't cancel anything. I popped off my combo, triggered 2 climaxes, and then got cracked back on and died because I decompressed.
Yikes.
So it was bad. All in all, my final record was a fantastic, resounding 1-4 with Monogatari.
So what do you think
We all
about Monogatari, Brian?
In the Japanese meta, I really do enjoy the deck. I think the deck itself is extremely fun. I feel like it requires a lot of investment for not a lot of payoff compared to other decks in the finishing department.
Yeah.
In addition to the fact that it completely falls flat against anything that can wall, like Summer Pockets or anything with standby.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that brings it to me. So I'm like 3-1, and people are talking about like getting their Nats invites, and they're like, "Oh, like Carmen, if you win this, you're probably gonna get your Nats invite." So I start getting kind of nervous. And I look around the room, and I was like, "Okay, I like really don't want to queue into a wall. Like, this is gonna suck. Like, I just played against Goblin Slayer, it didn't go well. Like, playing against walls like this, I don't have a lot of experience in it. We don't play a lot of JP. Just like, what am I gonna do?" I proceeded to get queued into the 8-book Amelia player. I knew because, again, he was wearing an Amelia shirt, he had Amelia sleeves, an Amelia deck box, an Amelia playmat that was gorgeous, by the way.
Awesome.
I was a big fan. Luckily for me, my opponent proceeded to eat shit every single turn. I remember looking down and like I had a very normal level 0. I think I like played 2 Umis. They like both popped to hand like both turns. Like I played like Umi like swung 3 times over 2 turns. Kept popping to hand. I had like an 8 or 9 card hand every turn because they pop back at the beginning of your opponent's turn, so you can go over size. So I had like massive hand size. I resolved like 2 Shirahas. He was at like 1-2. He couldn't get his book combo off. He like didn't cancel until like at the end of that, and he got hit to 1-6. And I think his main problem was I think he kind of gave up because he saw he was at 1-6 and he couldn't get his combo off because the puck has to be on clock to early play the Amelias, the Nick soul walls. And instead of like making an attempt, because he had like 2 brainstormers, like he definitely had one in his hand at that time, I think, maybe. And he had one on the field. What I definitely would have tried was I would have tried to mill out at that point, because at that point you lose, you know? Because there were still climaxes in the deck, so he could have hit brainstorm, like added cards to hand and thinned that way, even though he couldn't hit his like actual book. Like he seemed like he was very laser focused on hitting the Amelia book combo to like actually get into his next deck. So he got like Shiro has like stuck him to like 1-6. I had the sack counter in hand. Like I was totally ready to go. He like clocks to 2-0 and refreshes with 4. It's just like a terrible game. He ends up fielding Amelia's once with the climax. He fields 2 of them with the climax, and I can't do much about it. I play like an early play Umi. I think I had 3 eyes in my memory. I had every eye in my deck in memory because I healed one. I did the standing send to memory, grabbed the owl, and then I healed one with Umi, the early play. So I had 3 in memory going into that. So I was like sacking and high rolling all over the place. He gets his next soul. I swing with Umi in an open lane for 1 within a direct attack. I then crash, trigger 1, and ping 1. And because I trigger a win, I bounce as Amelia and proceed to hit another 1. So I hit him for like 1-1-1, even though he neg sold me, which was like really bad for him. He just like could never recover. I think I ended up closing the game with like Icy Tail Owl, and then I searched out 2 of the Choose Your Trigger Shirahas to like confirm pings for 1, which he canceled like 2 pings for 1 in a row. It was crazy. I like almost didn't end the game on that turn. But yeah, then I ended at 4-1. That was my record, and I got an invite to Nats.
3rd place.
So,
You know,
I got 3rd place with Summer Pockets.
I think that highlights a really important part about the strategy of White Shores. The thing you were saying, like, where he should have just milled through his deck or whatever. Like, you really gotta be flexible in this game. Like,
like
sometimes you just find yourself in a hole and you just gotta claw your way out of it.
I was in that point today. I was just like, if I don't like just loop Ozasas, because I run that like 1-0 owl, or if the Eyes of Memory, it's just a Akatsuki. And I would just play that over and over again to just like fix my deck and like get into my next deck. I feel like some of my opponents just didn't have the opportunity to do that kind of stuff. But yeah, you're right.
Like I think the biggest thing I took out of this was like I have a greater appreciation for filtering tools and decks.
Yeah,
I'm usually really concerned with board and power, but like after getting like stuck with so many climaxes so many times, and like
I opened out
like climax ditching cards really coming in handy.
Like I don't know, my game the guy who played Franks I think is like a really good one, because like I did open out 3 and then drew another one, all standbys, so like not even something I can slam to Soul Rush. Like I didn't really have, I had 1 level 1 in my memory, and it's the 3K, like not even something that's impactful to board to standby out. So like it's just like filtering tools are really strong, anything that mills, stuff like that. But I think Konosuba ended up winning. The chair said he had a close game with the Konosuba player, but Walls versus Konosuba, Megumin seems pretty good. Konosuba and JP's crazy. I was like looking at his deck list while I was laying it out, because like I was waiting for deck check. Like the amount of tools they have access to is wild. If Sneaker Bunko ever comes out in America, we're in for we're like in English, we're fucked.
Just you wait. It's time.
Some crazy stuff. But I guess like I don't know. We're gonna put this up pretty soon, but I guess that stuff will all be on Hot Seat. I don't know. It was really weird to go to our first JP event and like, I don't know.
What was the 4th place deck?
Konosuba as well.
Oh, was it?
Konosuba padding both sides.
Were they both?
It was Konosuba, Goblin Slayer, me with Summer Pockets, and then Konosuba again in that order. I somehow dodged Konosuba all day. Like, I think Summer Pockets does fine against Konosuba because they could shut off Union. And like they play a lot of backups. So like you can like really just deny Union all game.
I never played Konosuba either.
Yeah, I dodged both Konosuba players despite playing at the high table all game. Like I played at table 1 pretty much all day until round 5. But yeah, it was a really cool experience. I definitely love to come and do a WGP again.
Yeah, that definitely.
I hope I can attend Nats. That's like really tough with Toronto the previous weekend, but I'm gonna try my hardest to go. It feels bad to like top and then not be able to go, but I'm gonna try my hardest to go. Probably with something slightly different, but still Summer Pockets. Summer Pockets is the only set in JP I like. I don't really like any other set in JP.
Hasn't even seen the show.
I haven't finished the visual novel because it hasn't been completely translated yet, and I can't read Japanese.
You couldn't let him have that, could you?
That sounds like an
Didn't see
excuse.
it.
But yeah, shout out to everybody we met today. It was,
Yeah, everybody was really
a great
cool.
time.
Yeah, everybody.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for being so like accommodating and like just happy that we were there. Like very surprised that like people drove out from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, we had a 22-person turnout. Apparently, that's really good for a WGP.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not in California. The California ones are apparently pretty big. But-
Yeah, everyone I played against was great. Everyone I talked to was really nice, very friendly.
Yeah, I hope we can throw like some sort of larger event that maybe supports mixed, so the people in this scene can come down to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we are like, it's like 2.5 hour drive. It's pretty free. It's all straight. You can do a no tools route. It's pretty easy. But yeah, I guess that's it for a tournament report. I don't think we have anything else.
Yeah.
That's about it.
So yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. I guess we're gonna try to keep doing these when we go to events. These are pretty easy to crank out. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
We'll be at Toronto in November.
we got some stuff in the pipeline that we want to do. We're trying to do like pre-reviews for Albuta and Goblin Slayer as they'll be in the English format, and we have those slideshows kind of ready to go. So it's kind of like a scheduling thing. And then we're also probably going to do Bang Dream when it comes out. I think most of us are pretty invested in Bang Dream.
No.
Yeah,
So-
Brittany loves Bang.
Yeah,
We gotta get
I'm not.
get Tyler on that.
yeah,
No.
yeah. No, Tyler's banned from
Zach and
that.
I are not cool with the items.
I'm
But yeah.
trying to get into it.
Not
Still
me.
going. Harder to accumulate Bang Dream cards from your
We're
sets
gonna
at
do
this
deck
point.
techs for like each of the bands, right? We were talking about
Yeah,
that.
we were trying to do that.
Expensive, isn't
Yeah,
Yeah.
we might try to do some sort of Bang Dream content week leading up to the set release, but no promises there.
Yeah. We got a lot of stuff like personalized based in that time period. So.
Of a fucking life. I can't make videos all the time.
All right, so thanks for tuning in, guys. It's Pittsburgh White
Thank
Schwartz.
you.
It's for Rap Space. Me, Carmen, Brian, Andy, Brittany, and Zach. So, got everybody here?
See ya.
Yeah, see ya.
Bye.
Good night.